Hi, I'm Lexi. I'm in the US. And today we are going to take a look at one of my family recipes. It's been a while since we've done one of these. One of my fondest memories as a kid is when we'd go to my grandparents' house in Montana and my Aunt Brenda would make butterscotch fudge. I love butterscotch fudge. I love fudge. Now, I know we've already visited my grandma's chocolate fudge recipe, but I recently made butterscotch fudge at home and it just wasn't the same. And I texted my aunt and she sent me her recipe. So I think we need to try that. Let's dive right in, shall we? Okay, trying a new camera angle here for the overhead. If it works, great. If not, we'll figure something else out for next time. But we're going to start with 2 cups of brown sugar in a pan. And to that, we're going to add 1 cup of white sugar, which is just out of my reach. Hang on. 1 cup of white sugar. And 1 cup of evaporated milk. And half a cup, which in the US is 1 stick of butter. All of my metric measurements will be on the screen somewhere for our European viewers. Hang on to this wrapper, we need it in a minute. I'm going to turn this on. Let's see, sorry, this is a new to me stove. 5's a good bet, right? We need to turn this on and melt the butter and bring it to a boil. And then it's going to boil for 15 minutes before we do the next step. So I will see you back right before we do the next step, after it's had some time to boil. Be back in a minute. Okay, so it's been boiling for 15 minutes. I got some footage of it boiling partway through, which I'll insert here. But now the next thing that we need to do is add in 1 tub of marshmallow fluff or marshmallow cream. And I know that this is more difficult to get in European countries, but I've also seen it on some of your American sections at the grocery store, so I know it's not impossible. But we're just going to scoop this whole thing in here. And I've got the heat turned off. It's just still sitting here, which is not the greatest thing, but that's where the camera is. Okay, tub of marshmallow fluff and a bag of butterscotch chips. And then try and take it off the heat a little more. Just give it a stir until it's all melted down. Actually, I think you can probably see if I keep it back here a little better. Yeah. Still not sure on all the camera angles yet. I think I'm going to switch to a whisk. I have a whisk sitting over here. And I just made a mess. Messes happen, right? And then we're going to mix in a little bit of vanilla while we're at it. Now the recipe says that at this point you can add chopped nuts if you want nuts. I don't like nuts in my fudge, so I won't be doing that. But now that I've got all of this mixed in, we are going to move over here to the counter, and frankly, I'm not sure if you can see me, so the little picture of my face might disappear in a second. And I told you to save this butter thing. We're just going to take the remnants of butter and rub them on the tray like that. I'm not sure you actually saw that. There we go. I will figure out these transitions, I promise, and I realize that you can't see me at all because I can't see the camera. Okay, so we're just going to put all of this on here with some certain amount of difficulty. And get as much of this out of the whisk as I can. And okay, I don't know if I did something wrong because this is not pretty and smooth like it was in my memory. But once it sets, we will find out if it tastes good. Now the one thing I am gonna do that was not in the recipe, I did this the other day when I made butterscotch fudge and I really liked it. I'm gonna take a healthy sprinkle, that might have been a little much in that one spot, a healthy sprinkle of salt, just like a coarse kosher salt, over the top of this. And we're gonna let that set. I'll step back over here. And we're gonna let that set and be back to try it in a few minutes. Well, a few minutes for you, it's gonna be a couple hours for me. See you in a minute. So the fudge is set and cooled, and I've cut a few chunks off of it. So let's give it a try. See if it lives up to my childhood memory. This piece doesn't have any salt on it. I want a piece with some salt. This one's got some salt crystals. Cheers. This is everything that I remember butterscotch fudge to be and more. This is delicious. And the salt on top just elevates it to a whole other level. I've always considered myself not a fudge maker, and I don't know why, because this is not hard. So I think I'm going to be experimenting with fudge a lot more in the upcoming future. Maybe making some different kinds for the holidays or something. Yeah. For as much as I love fudge, I don't know why I don't make it more. But I want to thank you for coming along to rediscover one of my childhood favorite family recipes. And if you enjoyed the video, if you could give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already, I'd really appreciate it. And as always, I'll see you next time. Bye.